see.
Yeah, I'm always busy. Busy little bee.
What time did you get in?
I don't know.
7:30 a.m. 7:40. Anyway.
Ish. I had a hard time finding the chain. Dang on, snatch this dang on engine up.
I think it's sexy that my cars are getting work done.
One of my wife's. It was gonna be a for sale car, but we're gonna do some other stuff with it.
So he's been staying in late, coming in early to get this done off shop time.
Ooh, I love this gun.
But this is my Jetta. You probably noticed it in the past videos. I bought it for $900, and it's pretty good condition. As you can probably make an inference, the engine was not good. I can't tell you guys how many times I've purchased a $900 car and the car was just fine. So this was one of those ones where it actually needed an engine, and that's why you buy it low enough just in case. But I'm gonna put it on hire car. I know Brian in Orlando gonna probably tell me to sell it. Shout out to you, Brian.
We're about to make some money off these cars. We've been doing it wrong.
This whole time, yeah.
Because if we sell this car, we could potentially get like upward of 4 or 5K. But if we put it out on a platform for, let's say, it lasts on that platform for 2 years, that's $24,000 we can potentially make off of it, netting if we get $1,000 a month said car renting it out. So that's pretty good. Then we can turn around and sell it for close to what we was gonna sell it for before. Instead of, let's say, 4 or 5 this time, maybe 35. We don't even have 35 into it. What's going on, Raphael? So that math makes sense to me.
I got this engine from LKQ.
Not this engine. This is the one that.
Oh, that's the original one?
Out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is the knocker.
Oh, okay. You crunk it?
Yeah, I drove it in here.
Oh, I never knew it ran.
Yeah, it ran. It's the person we got into it with the delivery driver that actually bought this car.
I remember.
So we went to go pick it up, and we agreed on a certain price. I think it was like $300 or something, and he tried to change the price on us at the last moment, and my wife was like, no, you know, that sounds like a personal problem. You can't get it. Like, oh, it won't come on and all this. So when the car got here, I simply took the fob, held it up against the little thing that says, you know, hold the fob up if the battery is dead, hold it up to the little thing, cork right up. Man, clowns, boy.
Well, where's my engine?
Oh, right here.
That I bought. So sometimes getting the used engine is goodies because this came with a turbo.
And I thought I was gonna need a turbo because that engine was a knocker, and anytime you have a knocker, that means it done ran low on oil at some point. Something had to happen with the oiling system for the bottom end to go out, especially at the mileage on that car. I think the car is like 130, 140. So they had to run it low on oil to mess up the bottom end. And normally when they run it low on oil to mess up the bottom end, the turbo take a crap too because it's starvation of oil. Those turbos, it needs oil. Very important. So it looked like this one has everything I need.
Just for a good old even swap transplant kind of situation.
Yeah, I thought they broke this. I thought the intake was broken, but it's just missing screws. Huh. I thought it was cracked.
Curtis, good morning.
Hi.
I almost beat you to work today.
You did.
Almost.
You did.
Curtis is here early, y'all.
You did.
All the time.
Oh, it is broken. They did break it. It's got to be cracked right now. I ain't worried about that. I have my old intake. I'm going to be using that one. So we're looking good. What was the mileage on this engine, do you know?
130,
Oh, same as
130,
ours.
132. That one's got 132 on in
About
there as well?
130, 140.
Okay. So
It's not going to say.
normally it will tell you. I don't know. They owe me taxes on this. I need to call them.
Yeah. So all in all, what we're in with this car now,
2,500 now.
yeah, because we paid like $800 for the car.
920 with tax.
Okay,
Well,
so
then,
$1,000.
let's say 1250. 1250 because I had to pay $250 to get it here.
Okay.
Then plus that, so about $2,700. Half the car's
15.
value.
Yeah, because running with these miles on it, with semi-condition, at the auction they're going for about 35.
Okay, so we
So.
still winning.
Yeah.
Plus I'll pay you in kisses for the
Yeah.
engine.
And then it's not a hard engine. It's boom, boom, boom. And I took my time. If I stay on it and really not beat around the bush, because it's normally when I stay late, sometime I go to the porcelain throne, dropping the kids off at the pool. Unfortunately, no one be there to hold my hand. Babe, you know, I gotta
I
hold
got
my
you.
hand next time I drop the kids off at the pool.
I got you.
Drink coffee, and then I get started. Cause you know, you gotta think. I give myself a little break though, people. I just did a 9 to 6,
Yeah.
straight up working. So
When everybody leaves, you just sit down and be like, everybody's gone. Yes.
so in theory, I get started around almost 7, and I normally leave around 8, 8ish, 9ish.
About 9. You came in about 10 last night.
So I left around 9.
Yeah.
So 2 hours. I ripped that day, and this morning all I had to do is it was one bell housing bolt holding it in, which I left it in there so the engine won't fall out, obviously, and finding a chain to hook the engine hoist up to it and snatch it out. Welcome.
When I looked over,
Listen here.
you know, all the stuff around here was, yeah.
I'm telling. First of all, the
What's going
Matco
on?
man been coming.
Why? Oh, why didn't you come?
He cheating on you.
No, I'm not. They take a forever.
That
to
sounds
sign
like
me up.
somebody was cheating.
Why he
one
trying
might
to?
say.
Why you trying to get signed up, Bobby?
I mean, side piece coming around.
Huh?
No comment. Can I plead the fifth?
Matco man been coming. You know why though? He used to work with Alex at UPS. So he comes sniffing around.
Well,
And look,
y'all
when
got
he,
any packages y'all shipping off? You don't need to come by here then.
I might get a toolbox from him.
No, now.
yeah, tell the truth and shame the devil now. Now listen, I want you to know that I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I see you got your shirt, your
My
jacket.
snap-on shirt, jacket, boots, I'm ready.
You put a Marsburg in this one of these toolboxes, I scoop it up from you.
That's what it is, Bobby.
Oh,
They throwing a gun in over there.
need a gun.
Yeah, they doing a gun. I said that Alex, he ain't worth too damn fly. We love you, Bobby.
Matco been known to do that stuff though.
What? Give guns and stuff.
Shotguns.
That's how you get
Rifles.
out. You might got to go to the gun store and just
Yeah.
throw it on top of that, Bobby.
Might have to. Tell Luke to get some guns on here.
You got what you need. Curtis
Yeah.
want y'all. Come on.
Oh, I gave you a receipt, Alex?
Yeah,
All right.
it's in my pocket.
No. Throw me off. She come in here talking about
Make you nervous.
Listen here, I just want you to know that because if the Matco, y'all pull up at the same time, no, it's not me, baby.
They'll be for days.
That's all right. We got a couple hammers on here. We'll get straight things.
I'm Team Bobby, okay? I'm Team
I
Bobby.
say, all right. See? See, Alex?
See, I'm loyal. You tripping. Bobby work it out. Bobby get
Look
you
at all
up
these
there.
cigarette butts. Mo need to stop his stuff.
Oh, he been smoking.
This whole yard full of cigarette butts.
All right. Mo is in there. His car right there.
I know. Listen, I need to move that car to Dodge.
All right.
Taking over Mo parking spot.
Well, listen.
Ooh, it is chilly out here.
I hope this turns out to be a good video because I have work to do.
What you got to do?
I'm in and out. I'm in and out.
All right. I got work to do today. Title word.
Should I let me bring y'all up to speed on my diagnostics from yesterday.
Man, I didn't even film yesterday. I scrapped it.
Yeah.
We wasn't feeling it. Like, you wasn't feeling good. I was irritated.
Who irritated you? Who did?
Sometimes, guys, I do film, but if we doing blah, if we're being blah, I just don't. I don't force it.
All right, this beautiful F-150 right here. Jeez, all right.
They do too much all the time.
The customer was complaining about a shake. She took it to several people. One person says the drive shaft. The other person said it's the transmission. This is a 1615 F-150 Platinum with the 3.5 EcoBoost.
What did you say? 15, 16?
15 or 16
Oh, okay.
EcoBoost 3.5 Platinum. Very nice truck. Now, for those who don't know, Ford and Chevy got together and made.
Maybe I should
A
step back
disaster.
since it's two Fords, a Ford and a Chevy there.
Look at that. They made a disaster of a transmission that always give quirky issues like a judder feel, like around just different gear ranges. It's like a. Okay, let me just try to describe it. This one does it at like 30, 40, like very light throttle. It'll just give a shudder, a vibration throughout the middle floorboard, the feet area near the transmission. That, good people, is torque converter judder. It's judder, I think, the word I'm looking for. And what I prescribe for this patient is a train and field because it's not bad, and lube guard. I'm gonna put some type of mechanic in the bottle inside the fluid once I change it out, and that should do the trick. This one had a weird code. I had to run some tests on it. It had a oil pump control solenoid code, and it was intermittent. So this one is getting an oil pump. I'm surprised it don't have lifter failure because it has 200-some thousand miles on it. It's been pretty good. All right, let me get inside. It's cold.
Right. That's why I'm like, my hands are cold.
Woo.
Seemed like the truck theme is going on this year.
Yeah, but I like that F-150 though. I'm a fan of the F-150.
We got another Harley Davidson one down there.
Oh yeah, we do. It's beautiful. It's like a leather. It's got the 6.2. I thought it was gonna be supercharged. Ooh. Now, what else did I do yesterday? This guy, how you doing, buddy? How can I help you? Yeah, okay, 73. Well, I didn't get finished filming. Didn't get a chance to finish filming yesterday. Yesterday got away from us. We had a good friend come by there. Really needed our encouragement, so we did that instead.
Okay. Got to. I would like to point out how tough life is right now. Like, for the guys who didn't see us go live, like we literally have a funeral to get to this weekend, and then another one top of February.
Horrible.
It's cold. Mental health
Yeah. Oof.
isn't the best for people right now. So we decided to be there for a friend.
Yeah, we encourage everybody. Keep the head up, who's ever going through hard times on the other end of the screen. And just keep pushing forward, and remember, all problems have an expiration date. Nothing lasts forever.
Right.
But what happened yesterday? Let me think.
I mean, we don't gotta give them a recap. Just tell them where you are
Well,
now.
the most interesting thing what happened yesterday was this old U-Haul truck came in. He's like, yeah, I need an oil change. And, you know, me not paying attention because I'm in the motion.
Oh no, that's where I cut off. He was pulling up, asking me.
Dang.
That's what's so
that,
good.
That one was interesting. The most interesting one yesterday. So he pulls up. I'm like, is it a diesel? Like, no, it's a gas. It's just big engine. Something.
Yeah, like he didn't speak. Did he
No,
speak
he
English?
was a little off. I don't know, because I was like, you know, I don't want to take no one's else business. What business did you look up? Because we got some Russians back there that do the same thing. They work on trucks and people like that. Where is my sock? I think it's over here. So I'm trying to get out of him. Hey, what business did you look up? What business did you look up? He's fumbling, looking up Precision Tune. And I'm like, you know what? Just go up to the front. Didn't get nothing out of him. So he goes up to the front. I have CJ bring it in. He kind of misjudged the bay door, kind of clipped it. Unfortunately, didn't damage the truck. We got bay door fixed. CJ, he was on something else, so I decided let me go ahead and knock it out, get him out the way. So I goes to drain the oil, pull the oil plug, and nothing comes out. Like, what the world? Well, first of all, I looked at, I crooked the truck up before I drained the oil and just listened to it because I was like, dang, why did it sound like that? I'm tripping. He said it wasn't a diesel, so I fired it up before I drained the oil. And the oil light was on. I'm like, oh, the little oil canister saying, hey, low oil pressure. And it sounded horrible. I'm like, let me hurry up and turn this thing off. I'm like, man, I know this guy didn't run it out of oil. Well, go to proceed to drain the oil. Man, I kid you not, half a quart came out of that sucker. Drizzling. It was like the last, you know, anybody ever change their oil out there? When it becomes the last little driblets of oil, it kind of trickles out. That's what it was doing when I first pulled the plug. I was like, OMG.
Dang, I missed that.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, told Curtis, I don't think I had my phone. Go, you know, right up, no oil, upon arrival, severe engine damage, potentially. So put the oil in it, crank it back up. Yeah, the oil pressure light went off, but it still had that noise, some rattling noise. I was like, you need an engine. You don't tow this one up.
Dang. So did he ever speak? Like, cause he was mute. Like,
Yeah,
you
he
kept
was-
asking him, he just sat there with his mouth closed.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, come on, dude. Spit it out. Stop being weird. He was like, I'm like, okay.
So did he have an accent?
I don't know.
Maybe he didn't speak English, but
I don't think he spoke English that well. But when he spoke, his English sounded good. It's just, I don't know. I don't judge.
some people be coming up here high.
He probably was.
High off that
He
stuff.
probably was on fentanyl.
Or something. That's what it was given.
Whatever the drug these days that keep you up so you can drive the long distance. Somebody write down in the comment. I don't know. Yeah, I may kid around with like drug talk all the time. But I have no clue. I told the viewers that one of the people thought I was on drugs for real.
Right. He was like, so your eyes are just itchy because of allergy?
Yeah.
I tell you that
You're like
quick.
every time you come up in your eyes, somebody wrong with your eyes. We thought you high. I'm like, no, I don't smoke drugs. Because I'm always messing with people. But yeah, that's the only interesting thing that happened yesterday.
All I gotta say is, I like the way them latex gloves look.
We're gonna get us some room. Play doctor. House doctor. House call. I make house calls now. Only to my wife. I got you.
No,
I'm
I
gonna fix your car.
fix it. Fix my car in real life like you doing right now.
I need to
I'm so
I need to
excited.
pop your hood.
I'm excited.
Excited for what? Me popping the hood?
Cause you're fixing my cars. Come on, man.
Don't get used to it.
That Corvette C8 I'm trying to buy for you ain't gonna buy itself.
It'll buy itself.
Hey.
I got two.
Well, update, guys. I know at the beginning of this video, he had stayed and took out the old engine. So he stayed last night, swapped everything over.
Well, the most crucial part was, let me see if I can shine my light. My eyes. When I look down in here, this is the intake port. This engine is direct injected, so it doesn't, normally the injector sits right here, right above the port, and it, you know, sprays fuel on the back side of the valves. Well, since this engine is direct injected, it doesn't have that design, and this is why it's so important to do fuel inductions on direct injected engines. So I look down in here, it's just caked up with carbon deposits, like very badly. So I didn't want no problem, so I spent a good little amount of time cleaning it, letting it soak, because when these carbon deposits get that hard, it becomes dang near impossible to clean without walnut blasting it. I really need a walnut blaster. I got most of the carbon deposits off. I got it to my liking. It's not perfect. I wasn't gonna spend hours on hours on it. I had to get this engine inside the bank. So I just let it soak. Where's my drill? I don't know where it is, but anyway, I took my drill, took some steel wool, put a drill bit and rolled the drill and wrapped the steel wool around the drill. I really want to show you. And stuck it in there and kind of swabbed around. It did okay. Where's my drill? Can't find it. All right, guys, I gotta come back. There's a possibility that I screwed something up on this one. Gotta show y'all the good or the bad. You know I keep it real here. So we did, yeah, I didn't personally work on it, but like I always tell you, it's my company. It falls under me whether I did the job or not. So we did lifters on this one, and I did check back over it, but I'm not gonna wiggle everything. I'm just gonna look over it, glance over it. Hello, how you doing?
Hey,
You can drop it. It should run. Yeah.
It's me.
Okay.
I've been talking with him, so it's me.
What was
I
that?
was just in the car.
I saw you out here, buddy. I saw, like, let me come on.
So, checked over everything. I personally drove it. Drove great. Looked good under the hood. I released it. Lady drove it.
Back to South Carolina, 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. No problem. I think she got in the next day. It started skipping. It was throwing coil pack codes. Well, we didn't have nothing to do with the coil packs, obviously, but she looked further into it, and she noticed some oil leaking and something about a clip, and the air box wasn't secure from my understanding. So I'm gonna get it off the truck and look. I'm gonna personally nitpick at it and go from there.
The thing is, the question is, and you guys can chime in below, but I kind of think I already made a decision, executive decision. We got to stop taking out-of-town customers, because this just cost me to get this shipped from South Carolina at no cost to the customer, as it should be. But if it was locally, we have people for that.
Yeah.
And it's just costing me more money.
If something go wrong, because it's
Right,
not
because things happen.
if something, but it's when something goes
Yeah.
wrong. It's not if, it's
No,
when.
it's if, because we don't. No, it's. Babe, you just butchered that. It's
Okay.
not if your car breaks down. It's when, but it's not when something go wrong. It's
You're saying.
if. We don't want stuff to go wrong.
No, we don't.
But if it does, like
Yeah, we have to take care of it for with no rebuttal.
But even with that
sympathize with her.
that other truck up there, yeah, no worries. Soon as we heard, got this coordinated, no problem. But even with the lady from Mississippi, we told her what she needed.
Oh,
she
yeah.
Bag, now she got. So I'm just thinking we're cutting out of state.
Yeah, because I told her before she left, I was like, you need motor mounts. And she no check engine lights, engine purred like a kitten, but it's got a little vibration in the steering wheel. motor mounts can fail several different ways. One, they can get dry rotted and get very hard. That would send all the vibration through the cab of the vehicle. You're sitting there just shaking, just a little shake, vibrate. Next, they can deteriorate, and every time you pull off, the engine will lift and you'll feel like a little thud happening under the hood. So her case was dry rotted. So she take the car back. I guess she take it to a local shop to get the engine mounts done. Like, hey, I need engine mounts. Well, let me look at it. Which every shop does. They look at it for themselves. I'm like, first of all, they said the timing belt was on backwards. Like, the timing belt on backwards. Well, you don't know what you're talking about because they don't even have a belt. It has a chain, first of all. Second of all, if the timing chain was on backwards, belt, as he called it, it would throw codes. It had correlation codes. So
She drove
that wasn't the case.
To and from Mississippi.
Yeah, no problem. No codes. So she took it to her next mechanic, and he said, what did he say? Don't have any codes. The engine is great. I forgot what he said, but he like, the motor mounts look fine. She was like, you're not gonna test it, or she getting the runaround up there. So it's some weird stuff going on up there.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, though. It's like, we can take care of you if you're here, but let's just say if that customer wasn't trusting of us and she's taking their word for it, then we got to go back and forth with her in Mississippi, and it's just better if we're local. You can bring it right back here.
Yep.
So, but nonetheless, we're gonna take care of business. No cookie needed. We supposed to do right when we mess up. But how about a ram pulling a ram? How about that? Oh yeah. Sounds good. No ticking.
I hear it skipping.
I'm gonna get that figured out for her. And, I actually let me cut because I need to talk to this guy about coming and taking it back for me, since he was very responsive in getting it.
This guy was wonderful.
Oh, I love him. So I'm gonna ask him, can he come when we're done with it? I want him to be the one to take it back to her. So, cut. Alrighty, good people, welcome to my office. I'm gonna call this a word with Mrs. Car Doctor. I'm gonna give you guys some unsolicited business advice. So if you don't like this part, just skip through it. But I thought I offered explanation on why I make the executive decision to stop doing certain things. Okay, so let's roll. I call this the Christmas tree, right? This is not original to me. I read a lot of books and content. Ain't no telling where I got this from over the years, but if you know, comment below. If you're not, take it and apply it. It goes for any business, okay? But I'm using auto repair because this is what we do. So at the bottom of the Christmas tree, you're doing everything, right? We used to do LS swaps. We do out-of-state customers, rebuilds, electrical work, fixing hack jobs that takes time to do. Another one I forgot, letting customers bring their own parts and stuff like that. Brakes, oil changes, regular general maintenance, head gaskets and stuff. Well, just like any Christmas tree, if you ever had a live Christmas tree, you gotta trim it. Okay? So as you get started and you go on, you have to trim things that don't work out well for your business, like head gaskets. We learned that dealing with third-party machine shops around our town, it's a dying craft, and we've gotten back several heads that cause an issue. Who the customer's going to be looking at? Us. So we don't do it anymore. We just rather do an engine swap to save headache. It costs about the same anyway. Okay, we're going to take brakes and oil changes. That's a given. Hack jobs. Fixing hack jobs and projects. Just went through this with the Plum Crazy Dodge Charger. Somebody did a hack job. It got to us. We fixed it, but it's still a problem. She's blaming us, even though we never even heard the car run. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, electrical we'll take with us. Rebuilds takes too much time, so we can't take that. Obviously, we're going to take general maintenance up to the next tier. We can't do projects. LS swaps takes too much time, chokes the productivity of the shop and actually making good bottom line revenue, okay? So Alex gets a lot of comments calling him a lazy mechanic or a parts changer. When you transition from just a mechanic to a business owner. You have to look at things different, okay? And you cannot be everything to everybody. So up here on top too, we brought with us brakes, easy work, general maintenance, that's your water pump and all that good stuff. And then what else did we bring up with us? Okay, we had out-of-state customers, okay? Out of state. Boom. But guess what? The problems I'm dealing with now, it's just better to do local customers. Why? Because I have this truck in here, or sometimes I may get a vehicle in here. Well, guess what? The customer don't want to hear, well, ma'am, it may be something else. Their answer always is, hey, I spent a lot of money with you guys. You the guys the last one that touch it, blah, blah, blah. I have to come out of my pocket, ship cars from out of state, paying for rentals. It's just easier to do it this way because locally I have people here for that, okay? So the whole goal of the Christmas tree is to trim it. Keep trimming until you get to your star business model. This is what you do best. Less complications, less headaches. You know what to expect, okay? So when you hear me make executive decisions, this is what, besides being Alex's wife, this is what my job is in the shop. And no, I don't have a master's degree. I did go to Hood University, Ghetto University, and I know how to read, and I love business, so this is where I learned it from. This can apply to any business, guys. So you got to cut out what's working. Cut out what works well, and you'll have your star business model, okay? I hope you learned something from that. You ready, honey?
Yeah, let's get it. Now, that's why the cookbook says, he who finds a wife finds a great thing. Well, good thing. I want to say great. Because I don't care about none of that stuff. I do, in a sense, but it's not my forte. This is my forte, dealing with cars. The complaints of this one, I've already started looking down, running down diagnostic procedures and running down stuff. I didn't really touch nothing. I probed a couple of things, and it is true that the coil is not bad. It's having another issue. The guilty pleasure, well, not guilty pleasure.
Gather your words, baby. It's okay.
So we're guilty of not cleaning it. It's too cold. My mouth is frozen. And by the way, it's taking over a week to film this video.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we've been going through some stuff. When it rains, it pours. I had to bury another nephew of mine. 3 years same old, sister. Yeah. So, been going through that. That kind of threw everything off. Then, this comeback, that didn't make it any better. We didn't clean it, so that was runoff of what she saw, because she said she saw some leakage. So I looked down everywhere, and it was mainly on the front half. And it's just old residue that got left behind. Oh, right here. All up in the grill, because we did have the front end off, and maybe some transmission fluid got spilled. Because it has transmission lines up there. And the other complaint was this air box. It wasn't properly secure. Well, that's how it is. I don't see how else it clips in. It's just very simple. It just slides down there. So I don't know if that's what she was talking about, but that's how that goes. The last complaint she said was this connector right here. She said when she undid it, it just fell off, and that's what she's talking about. These plastic connectors, yeah, he told me it broke when I questioned him about it, but I don't blame him because this stuff gets very brittle over time and crack. So I gotta fix that for her. Yeah, it shouldn't have happened, but it's like a little clip up here that secures like the top half of this one. See, can you find my hand? We got to clean the camera because one of the lenses are dirty. Okay. Yeah, it's like a little clip that slides over and clips in, and this one, it just sheared off because it has a lot of pressure. When you go to lift this up and lift this up, it pushes up on this connector, and it just, truck is old. It just broke. But the connector is fully secure. I am gonna fix this clip for her. I'm gonna have to take it off in a little bit because I have one more test to run. What I've done so far, I check for power, the ASD. Let's just go to the computer. It'd be easier to explain what's going on. So I have ignition coil codes, iodization, something weird. The ignition coil is not firing. Ooh, chips. So let me log in, give me a second. All right, here we have a diagram pulled up. So let me explain this to you. Here we're looking at ignition coil 1, 3, 5, and 7. Number 3 and number 1 is at question, all right? So you have a, let's see, ASD relay, the auto shutdown relay, supplies 12 volts, come down here, and it branches off, supplies 12 volts to all the relays, okay? The relay is getting the 12 volts, I already checked that. Then straight from, it's a two wire coil. So the other wire goes straight to the computer. Each coil has its own color-coded wire. So the next thing I gotta do is do an ohm test between this, from this point to that point. I should be getting like 5 ohms according to the thing. So I'm gonna do that next. I'm going to check grounds in the area. Just check the wire harness. Well, that will be checking the wire harness, checking that point to that point. What I'm gathering right now, what it's looking like a computer issue. Unfortunately, and that doesn't have anything to do with me, so I got to figure that out because the customer's not going to want to hear that. I know this business, you know. She'll go, oh well, the connector was secure. Yes, the thing was broken. That was our fault, but that didn't have anything to do with the computer failing. Thing is, I do believe she drove this car up here with it ticking like that. The vehicle will shut down cylinders, so who knows how long she's been driving around. The computer is known for failure on those trucks. Not saying it's her fault, but stuff happens. She drove it. Well, once we finished, tested perfectly fine.
Yeah, let me insert a clip again, how it ran when it left here. Hold on.
Oh. This is how RAM's supposed to sound. Yeah, I drove great, crank it up every morning, no problems. We drove it 3 hours. I'm just recapping the story. Drove it 3 hours back home, no problems. I think the next morning or something, she cranked it up and it started skipping. The reason I think it's a computer, because it's an on and off issue. Depending on what temperature or how the computer been sitting, it'll clear up. Like, it threw me off because I had a test coil I put in there and it stopped skipping. I'm like, okay, great, it's the coil. Then the next morning I cranked it up, it was skipping again. I'm like, all right, so that's when I started testing the coils. I was like, there's nothing wrong with the coil. I was like, so that's what we're dealing with. And of course, like my wife mentioned, we're on the hook for a rental and towing and everything like that, and this is not even our fault. This is not our fault. Yes, we're guilty of breaking the connector and not cleaning up behind ourselves. Yes, I take blame for that. I don't even know if I can clean it up now because everything is below freezing, so the weather's been a little weird. So let me run those tests and I'll let you know what I find. Hopefully it's not the computer. Hopefully it's something that we miss and I can fix it for. But we'll see, and I'll let you know how it turns out. Got to the root of the issue. Let me explain my wild goose chase first of all. And mostly it's the dang on software to blame. Let me explain. And it's the truck to blame too, because the point of color coding wires, right, is to, what's the word,
Differentiate. Dang. Differentiate. Wait a minute. Differentiate.
Differentiate. Yeah, that word from other components. Right. All right. So I started chasing. Okay, so right here we have 12 volts. I already checked that. I think I told you guys that. This wire is going straight back to the computer. And looking at it, looking at the diagram and the orientation of this wire, it's this one, blue and orange. Look, blue and orange. Now, I thought something was up because the gauge of the wire has changed. That's more like a 14 gauge wire, and this more like a 16 gauge wire. It's a lot thinner. When it's thin, it goes up. When it gets thicker, it goes down. So I'm like, okay, this got to be the issue because this is the connector that was originally broken. Maybe it had a bad connection, or maybe as you see, I done stripped back the whole insulation off the wiring harness. Don't worry, I have the correct stuff to put it back like factory. For those who are like, oh my God, how are you gonna fix it? You'll see. Not the problem here. So I was like, okay, maybe something got smashed. This is the test I ran. This is a cool little device I have. Let me show you what I was messing up at first. So I'm gonna hook this up because I needed to make sure with no breakage in the wire. And this is what this little cool thing does. So turn it on. So let's see, I don't know how to work my stuff. All right. So long as I got a good connection point, it'll beep. It look like I don't have a good connection point. There we go. So it was really throwing me off, and it kind of like stopped. Let me turn up the sensitivity. All right, so I was like, okay, while we stop right here, I should be dead on that wire. Not thinking to go over here. As soon as I go over here, I should pick up the wire again. There we go, it's down here. All right, that's the wire. So I was so focused over here, and this made me peel back the insulation. I was like, I gotta break it somewhere because I'm not getting a signal. And remind you now, the whole wiring harness was still like connected. I mean, not the wiring harness, but the shielding. So I was like, that can't be right. So I went over to the good connector, and then I found the wire. After I found the wire, according to the test procedures on the computer, I ohmed it. I ohmed the wire from here to there. The ohm was great. Ohm test pass. Then I ran another test, and the car is not putting out the signal to fire the coil. After all those tests were done, you follow the little flow chart, and yeah, bad computer. Check the ground. This is the main ground for everything right here that's hooked up. So yeah, bad computer. Now, coincidentally, the computer went out. There's nothing I can do about that at the end of the day. Did I cause this? No. Chrysler has been known for their computer failures. It's just so happened after I did what I did.
Which was lifters.
Yep, lifters. And according to my guy, because I talked to him about this, I'm like, well, you know, what happened here? He was like, he was getting ready to unplug this, and the little clip just snapped, which is a common issue like I talked about before, which I'm gonna fix this, this is no problem. It snapped, so he left this connected. He made sure it was secure, make sure it was properly seated, and he just worked his way around it. And I was like, okay, he probably smashed the wiring because he had to kind of work around it, but nope. No wire damage. It's a good thing I peeled back to the insulation, well, the shielding, just so I can double, triple check everything. I know when this car leave here, I know it didn't have any wiring issue because I inspected every wire, not only the wire that was at question, but everything. So that's where we at, and I just gave the customer a call this morning, and her argument is, I told her this is what I was gonna do out of the niceness of my heart, because I know how it is being without your vehicle and the big inconvenience. I was like, I'm still going to cover the cost of getting it here, and I'm still gonna ship it back for you, no charge. And I diagnosed it, no charge for you. Now, I told her she's on the hook. She had to fix her own computer, and she will have to cover her own rental, because, you know, I'm already extended myself. I spent hours on this truck. That would be a good diagnostic time for any other person, up to 2 to 3 hours of diag time chasing down this issue, just to make sure you get it right. So yeah, I'm out of a lot of time and money.
Yeah, $600 round trip to ship back to South
And not
Carolina.
including my time is what's my labor rate? What, $150 an hour?
156 now.
So I'm
We about
probably-
to go up, so don't hold us to that. You know, I'm having
So
a,
I'm already in you know, almost $1,000.
she wants us to cover the rental, and she was like, that was already agreed upon. I was like, yes, ma'am, because you called here under the guise of we effed up your truck. Now that's not the case, and I think we should meet each other halfway.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to meet in the middle at this point.
Because
and
I could
still
say, hey, you
provide-
got to come get your truck. I'm not saying it. I'm going to ship it to you. Here's the quote, you know. So it's like, should we stand on business or should we just give in? Because if I give in, that's $1,300
Yeah.
out of my pocket for nothing. That
I have to
happened.
stand on business because, you know, I'm not a, what's the word? He just said it the other day.
What'd I say?
Dang, like a top tier company. What's those?
What, a Fortune 500?
Yeah, Fortune. Not a Fortune
Well,
500.
it might be a Fortune 1000 one day. but maybe Fortune 2500.
Nah, Fortune 25. Not a Fortune 25, you know, but I do conduct my business very transparent, and I stand by that.
Yeah.
If this was my fault,
Everything's covered.
Everything
Like
covered.
I told her.
100%. And that's why I film everything, because I don't want people to think, oh, you know, he just don't want to pay and he's hiding something or he set something up. No, not at all. Speaking of a coincidental, it's just been a coincidental
Month.
month, man.
I mean, comment below, spam the comments if y'all stumbling into 2025 like we is. Because I had high hopes on December 31st.
I
but
did too. It's looking promising, but like
month?
I just said, you know, lost my nephew. That really hurt, put me in a weird place. Dealing with comebacks that don't have anything to do with me. Yes, granted that my guy didn't clean the clean the truck real good, and she said the air box wasn't securely in these things and the connector. I feel all that stuff could have been fixed where she was, and
we could have paid
I could have covered the costs. You know, that would have been no more than under 500.
But she didn't think. She just said it was an oil leak.
The
Connector's
way it
broken.
sounded over the phone, it sounded severe. Like, oh my God, I screwed up majorly. But I'm pretty sure it is the computer, 100% sure, matter of fact. I did check the pins. None of the pins are bent. The other things that was giving me notions that it's the computer before I even jumped into all this, because I always like to play the guessing game. But when it comes to customers and they're spending their money, you can't, it's fun, you can guess, but you just can't run with that guess. You have to run the proper test. So going into this, I kind of already had a feeling it was the computer. The reason being the coil. Let's take the coil, for example. When it first got here, it had coil codes. I didn't even touch anything. So I was like, okay, I have a test coil, good known test coil. Let's slap that in there and see what happens. Just out of kicks and giggles before I start majorly tearing into stuff and running tests. Slap the test coil in there. To my surprise, the dang on skip went away. I'm like, oh, okay, now that would get somewhere. All right. But I was like, nah, you're not gonna fool me. Next morning, crank it up. Same thing, skipping. Pop, 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 pop. Then I'll put the other cord back in there, still skipping. Check the codes again. It was throwing MSD, the MSD, I think, yeah,
Was it MDS?
MDS. Thank you, sweetie. MDS. Solenoid codes. Talking about some performance issues. I'm like, I either got a majorly wire that's crushed somewhere, or this computer is flipping out. Computers normally, when they flip out, sometimes they'll go in and out, and sooner or later it'll just stop. But I have another coincidental. Let me explain that story to you guys.
Now, my issue is if she doesn't get the computer done here, she go, oh, look at Hemi.
Scary cat.
She doesn't get the computer done here, takes it up there. They say something else. Now we got to go back and forth. And it's like,
it'll be horrible.
it's never ending.
This is why me and my wife made the decision to stop taking out-of-state customers. This is the prime example. We dealt with this
local.
on a mediocre.
We rode up on a dealership before.
Oh,
show
yeah.
us what you say you're talking
show
about.
us.
And they
But
couldn't.
If they stay out of state, we can't do that. Let me go grab a boat.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we can't do anything. We can't defend ourselves if they 3-4 hours away. What, we're gonna stop everything and fly down there, drive down there?
Yeah.
No. Anything can happen down there. It can very well go down there, and they can chop up on some wires
Very much so.
to make me look bad. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's why it sucks, because good mechanics is hard to find, and literally people drive hours to see me. It's just situations like this ruin it for everybody, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, look who car finally gets some.
Yes.
Finally, my man. Look
Hey,
at
I-
my man today.
I can't keep having you ride like that.
Thank you.
It's I can't get it out. I'm frozen. I turned
Right.
off the heater for y'all so y'all can hear. Oh man, so with this one, we got a funny phone.
Hold on.
What?
You got music over there? Sound like you listen to a speech.
That's what it sounds like. I could get copyrighted. With this one, we did lifters.
Why is it always the 5.7?
Don't
It's
know.
issue.
It is the 5.7. So we did lifters on this one. The only thing we did was lifters. We didn't have to do a cam. The cam survived, and it saved him a lot of money. He was very happy. So got the job all complete, test drove it, and a couple months on down the road?
2 months.
2 months down the road, we get this funny call and pictures. Saying, hey, the bottom fell out the car, and he sent me this boat. I'm trying to look at the boat in the picture. I'm like, that boat look weird, buddy. Is it sheared off at the tip? He was like, no, it's a full boat. I get the boat, and sure enough, the boat is sheared off at the tip. So I'm like, okay, where's the other boat? But this is what happened. The back cradle bolts sheared themselves off. They're actually stuck up in there. I don't know if you can get that. Oh yeah, you did get it. So I'm gonna have to extract that. And there's another one up in there. Gonna have to extract that one. So of course,
You touched it last.
we touched it last, and he was like, well, it didn't do that, after you touched it or something, basically trying to blame me. And I had to explain to him, dude, we worked with the top of the engine. The only reason we had to come down here is to undo these bolts right here. Boom, 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 boom. We can get it from the top. And with the cradle up in position, we don't have to remove the cradle to get to the bottom exhaust bolts. At the end of the day, we didn't touch the cradle. Now, if we have done the cam or the motor mounts I told him he needed, as I suggested motor mounts, then yes, we would have had to remove this cradle to drop the oil pan, because in order to get the in order to get the cam out, you have to remove the oil pan so you can time it up properly. That's the proper way of doing the job. I know some people are gonna see this and go, oh, I can do it without removing the oil pan. Pretty sure you can, buddy. I'm not I'm not trying to argue with you.
Yeah,
I
but
probably-
we do things
I-
by
yeah.
procedure for
Do
a
stuff
reason.
the right way. So
Yeah.
I had to explain to him that's just coincidental. We had nothing to do with the cradle bolts. We didn't touch them. And that just goes to show we didn't touch them because they're sheared off in there. So we stay in Atlanta, good people. These roads is terrible.
Uh-oh,
What, they fighting?
cats are fighting.
Yeah. What? There's another cat over here? I see a black cat.
Oh, yeah, that's not Art. That's not him.
Oh, it's a guest in here.
That's that bigger black cat.
Oh, let me back up, 'cause I don't know. He said, "Get up out of my house, girl." He trying to put her out, call her a Uber.
Oh, that's another cat. Stop. Y'all cut it out. Well, I tried to break the cats up. We have, apparently, Oreo don't like the guests we have. Cat is just trying to get out the cold. Jeez. Hopefully y'all can't hear that. They over there tripping.
They can hear it. But go ahead.
Gosh. The customer, I think after we did it, month on down the road, he was hearing something and he called it in and Curtis was like, just bring it back in. Never did. This could have been caught. Of course, he'd been looking at a diagnostic fee because, like I said, we didn't have nothing to do with
New
it.
problem.
Yeah, no problem. But to shear that off, it took some force. He probably hit a pothole or anything could have happened. You know, I don't know. But the bolts were in there. That's why I was getting at. Like, you know, they didn't back themselves out.
And you
It
know,
was actually in
it's
there.
always hard doing 5.7 Hemi lifters or any lifter job for that matter, because when it gets in here,
Look, there they
it's
go.
come on over here. No, that was Hemi.
Oh, that was him he was trying to fight?
Now y'all finna get a
No.
whooping.
I don't know.
Y'all know better than that. Y'all know better.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's crazy. He was saying it's hard to do 5
because when these lifters come in here, they're ticking.
Yeah.
We can't hear anything else.
And I do believe
We can't experience anything else.
yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
And I do believe she drove that truck down here with it ticking. As I explained to her, dealing with systems on a vehicle, if a car is ticking, which the lobe is completely wiped out, and it's going to cause a misfire. And what modern day vehicles do to combat that misfire is turn that particular injector off for that cylinder so it won't dump fuel down the exhaust, unburnt fuel, and destroy the catalytic converter. So that could have made the computer flip out too. You know, now I went broken for this long, and now that I'm fixed, I'm like, I just can't keep up no more. I've been broken too long. Who knows?
Be like
I'm
that.
not a computer expert.
I would say 90% of the lifter jobs that come in here, they come in here for lifters. We don't charge them for a diag. And so if we hear it ticking, we just give you the free diag. You know it's wrong, we know it's wrong. But any other issues that may have arisen beforehand, we just simply don't know. We're going to fix the infection at hand first, doctor terminology. And anything after that, then we can look at it subsequently. But
yeah.
we're just trying to get the money for the rent, folks. That's it.
Guys, I really hope this video wasn't too long, but it took me a while to put this one together, you know, because life be happening at the end of the day. We all go through our problems. You know, I have to be strong enough man so I can take care of my family and take care of my business. So I'm, you know, trying to hold my composure together while, you know, going to funerals. This is my little nephew. I'm gonna make some way up here and put him next to his brother. Remind you now, the
older brother died 4 months ago.
4 months ago. Thank you, sweetie. It's just, yeah, make some room. But this is them two together. Don't I look like my sister?
She look like you. You older than her.
Oh, yeah.
So it sucks, you know,
Yeah.
dealing with that, and watching, just trying to, we trying. So,
Yeah, just.
I know
just
somebody
try.
commented, y'all wanted more consistent content. Just know that on the other side of the screen, we are regular American people living a regular American life, dealing with the regular.
I have problems just like everybody else,
Yeah.
you know.
So.
But guys, like always, I really enjoyed you. If you enjoyed the content, you know, make sure you support by hitting that thumbs up and like button. Until next time, Alex Car Doctor out. See you on the next one.